bleeding. He didn't come to the hospital and everything. So he came home. We talked about it. My sister came. They brought me some fruits and everything. You know, the way someone can be concerned. How are you doing? How are you feeling now? I'm like, I'm feeling okay. Yeah, so no, man, no, this is what happened. One day, he comes home. The whole day as usual, never touched my phone. No, sorry, never called me. So I'm like, okay, where have you been? Remember, I'm still bleeding. I'm still hurting. And this time, I was told even not to do anything, not to wash utensils, not to cook, not to do anything. So I expected him to come earlier that day and help in cooking, help in cleaning, you know, because he's like, after we had the talk and everything, like, I don't want you to do anything, babe. I want you to relax, don't do anything. But he's not here. He's gone. He was supposed to come at 2. At 2, no, his phone is off as usual. He come at home at 9. So coming home, he's like, hi, how are you? How are you feeling? I'm like, I'm feeling okay. What about you? Good. And I'm like, so you left, you said you'll come at 2, you help me out with these things. But what happened? You know, like, oh, I don't know, nilishikana wapi sijui with this friend. I'm like, but you could have at least called. Your phone went off. He's like, oh yes, I didn't have battery, but in real sense, it's always a lie. It had battery, just that wherever he is, he didn't want to be disturbed. So the easiest way is to do what? Put off the call. And I'm like, then what happened? Like, oh, that is what happened, but I'm sorry. Following day, I told him, I'm going for a scan in another hospital I've heard about. We go together for checkup. And I woke up in the morning. Next to me, my husband is not in bed. So I went to check on him on table room because he had an habit of sleeping in table room. He better sleep in table room than come in bedding me. So going is nowhere at home. Calling him, he's like, hi, how are you? I'm like, I'm okay. Where are you? Oh, I'm inside Zakitengela. Like, what are you doing in Kitengela? Oh, there is some ministry in Meitiwa. We are going to talk about it. But I'm like, come on, I told you at 8 I'm going in the hospital. It's like, you wait, I'm coming. I'm like, I've already booked an appointment with these guys because it's a specialist. I've already even paid them. And when I book, I cannot rebook it because there is someone else they will be seeing at a particular time. I just wait or go alone. Go alone, you'll update me. Manu, I cried. I cried that day because I'm like, so your ministry is much important. And whoever called you told me, no, I have no idea who calls you. And wherever you saying you are going, I have no idea about it. Because even I don't trust you at this point. You're just lying, finding an excuse to cover off your track of you cheating. And you're telling me, wewe enda tu, utaniambia tu venye kutaenda. As if, I'm not even a stranger, I'm your enemy. Because even a friend, you could take them to the hospital. But here, you're my husband and you're acting this way. Here I am. I asked for a Uber. Went to the hospital and the first thing I was asked, where's your husband? That's what the specialist asked me. Who's your husband? And I didn't give an answer. I kept quiet. On my way back, I'm calling him. He's not picking. I called like 20 times, he's not picking. So he comes to me in the evening. I'm like, how are you? Where were you? Oh, I've met with this guy. They want to include me in some worship experience and everything. Surprise you, man, no? This is more than 10 times we had a sit down with him to talk about priorities. This was the 20th or 30th time to talk about this. Within the 6 months, we had this talk until I got tired. Then I asked him one question. We have talked about the priorities in marriages. We have Googled them, both of us, because I went and bought a book, a diary, I mean. We have written them. Then I'm like, who is your priority here? Your priorities are all wrong. All wrong, like totally wrong. First, the fear of God, that is usual. But marriage comes, then ministry. It's not the other way around. If your marriage is in fire, like where do you get the courage to go and minister? It's not making sense. But also God is not stupid, Joseph. That's what I was telling him. God is not stupid. Here, I'm your wife, I needed you. As we talk, we are now 3 of us. You, me, and this child, we are not even sure if I'm going to give birth or not. Then where were you? Give me an explanation, where are you? Because you're always like, babe, I'm trying. Here today, where did you try? You know? He's like, oh, also then I will cancel. I'm like, it's not about canceling with whatever is in future. Canceling does not help. The question is, I was to go to the hospital. You are to tag me along. Even when umekuja kwa nyumba, hujaniuliza umeulizwa nini na daktari. It's like even your mind is like you're absent-minded. Because at home, Joseph was always physically at home. Mentally, emotionally, he's not at home. Manu, you could tell, there is no effort at all. And I told him this, actually, he better today tell me, this child, it's mine. Just to say it today, you've been showing in action, but just today, just say it with your words. Tell me, Emma, you became pregnant, but now you and your child sort yourselves out. Because you're not there. Even I asked him, let me ask you a question. Have you heard the heartbeat of this child? He's like, no. Do you know how this child looks? Nah. Yeah, here I am. We had a hot argument. I started crying. He's here telling me, don't cry, babe. I'm sorry, I'll never do that. But it's a song like usual. Then we go at home. I go to bed. And now guess what? I start having cramps. The same night, he rushes me to the hospital. And I'm told the child is in danger. The oxygen levels, the heartbeat, sasa imefika 60. So here, it was the first time this man is now seeing our child in the screen. You know, is when he's showing interest. I was told, go home, relax. Just relax. At this point, I didn't even go to my home. I know they are just going to, the next time I'm dying here. My sister comes. They were like, you come to my place or you go to a place. I'm like, no, let me sit. That's my sister. My sister, she's a nurse. So I stayed with her. But not the cramps. They're too much. Himself, he's nowhere to be seen. He's nowhere to be seen. Until my sister, she's like, Jose ako wapi? Like me, I don't know. Because even that time, I stopped calling him. My phone, I just put it aside. Started calling him, where are you? He could come. And coming, what you know, like the way a husband should feel when your wife and your child is in danger, it's the opposite of how Joseph was acting. That time he can afford to give out a joke and laugh. So when he's gone, my sister is like, Joseph anakuanga na shida. I'm like, me, there is no one I know about. Me, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I don't know. And here we are. I have a doctor who's coming to stay at my sister's place. And guess who is paying? My sister. It's the one who is paying. So this day, Joseph comes, my sister's, and my sister wasn't in this day. I was left with a friend of my sister's. Come back talking to me. Oh, I've met this and that. Oh, this guy want to connect me here. I'm like, are you crazy? Like, what are you telling me right now? What you should be telling me right now, it's not about whoever wants to connect you in ministry, not whoever wants you to do a live recording with you. Right now, what you're supposed to be telling me, Joseph, you have gone and seen a specialist, and the specialist is saying, go and see them this day. You have already paid, and you go be checked out. Or tell me, this doctor have said we go in a certain hospital. You see a specialist. But now you're telling me things which are not even relatable right now. Because right now, I'm your wife, I'm at risk. Your child is at risk. So what are you telling me? When we have an argument, it goes, out of nowhere, now the cramps start again. They became too much, in a point whereby I'm seated, but I can't cry. My head is aching. So my sister came, we called that doctor, they came. They were like, no, we have to take me to the hospital. My sister now, she's the one who's calling Joseph. Joseph, who's nowhere to be found. Oh, I'm coming. Hey, give me 30 minutes. So he's being asked, we give you 30 minutes with her here. Are you even being serious? She might die. He's like, no, don't take her to the hospital. I'm coming. Have talk to who? My sister called my dad. Told her what is happening and what Joseph is saying. My dad became mad. My dad sent money for Uber, for anything that we might find on the way, or in case we are told to do some scans and everything. So here we are. That time, actually, it was at 3, I remember, when the crumbs were too much. 3 in the morning. And here they are, my sister, the husband, and he called another sister of mine, so there were 3. They took me to the hospital. On my way, when Joseph is like, hey, I'm here, pick me here. He's when he's coming home. From home. He's when now this time, he's from home. And yet I'm at my sister's place, and I'm saying I have a husband. Here we go, Manu. Comes, we go. And we go to Mama Lucy. We have a stop there, and when I went, I was taken to emergency room. Yeah, being taken to emergency room. Yeah, I was taken again to the scan. So this guy came. I did the scan. And this time Joseph is there. They're holding my hand. Have the best husband ever. He hold my hand, and the guy look at the scan as in the screen, and he calls another doctor. The specialist now who I once dealt with. So seeing the specialist, I knew it was bad. So here we are. The specialist tells me, take water again. I go outside, I take water. My sisters, they up and down. They're not even seated, and the husband, they're here. So I tell them I've been told to take water. I go inside again. We do another scan, and yeah, I was told they cannot see any heartbeat of the child. So, yeah, they tell me there is no heartbeat whatsoever. I'm like, you guys try again. There must be a heartbeat. Try again. Yeah, Joseph is holding my hand, baby, it will be okay. You guys try again. They try again. They tell me still they cannot see any movement. Movement is 0.00. No heartbeats. So I broke down and started crying. Yeah, I broke down, and my sister comes in. And she's like, when she saw me crying and everything, is when she saw how bad it is. And so I'm like, no. I'm like, no, I cannot just lose my child that way. That cannot happen. So I'm like, we have to go to different hospitals and make sure maybe they are wrong. So here they are, Odananoba. We go to Hainema. Going to Hainema because I know it's a good facility when it comes to women and pregnancy. They have all specialists. Yeah, I get there. Oh, I'm taken to the scan again. And I go to the scan room. I lay down on the bed, myself crying. So this doctor, she checked. And she's like, I cannot see any heartbeat. I remember Manu asking God why. Why? I'm telling her, no, you must find a heartbeat. I go outside. Joseph is following. I'm like, you stay away from me. Don't touch me. Don't comfort me. Stay away. Just stay away from me. He's now here. He's even begging. Like, what are you begging for? Stay away from me. I go to a room. My sister follows me. Then I tell her I want to be alone. I cry. I pray to God. I pray to God and asking God why. So I tell God, I've had faith in you for years. You know, you have always been my first priority in everything. You know, I put you first. But please, I'm just begging you. You have to do something. Because if I don't see the heartbeat, if this child, I've lost this child, it will destroy my relationship with you. Because if sometime you could tell me, I'll get in marriage, I get pregnant, and I lose the only child I've ever had in my life, no, I could not have believed it. I could not have believed it. So I go back to the scan. You have to do another scan. Oh, this is after 1 hour. She used a different type, ile ya kuingiza ndani. She does both of them. And still no heartbeat. Still no heartbeat. I'm like, no, we have to find heartbeat. So here, remember Joseph stating like, no, the doctor have said there's no heartbeat. As it was kind of was worried about the money because the more I go for the scans, that is cash. So I told them, I told him I don't care. I don't care, but I must feel a heartbeat. So yeah, I am, I'm crying. My sister, she's then the husband, they're asking me what they can do. If they cannot do nothing. There is nothing you can